We have been getting donations from various governments. I want to here highlight donations from the Chinese government. That has been very good to us. I want to commend the government of China and the people of China for sending the opportunity on behalf of the people of Jamaica to say thanks to the government of China for their support.
China is outspending the U.S. in Jamaica, and Trump might not be too happy about that. Across the island, highways stretch deeper into the interior, coastal roads are being rebuilt, and massive infrastructure projects are reshaping how Jamaicans move and trade. Many of these developments are backed by Chinese financing, executed by Chinese firms, and completed at a scale that is impossible to ignore. At the same time, the United States remains one of Jamaica's closest partners, but its presence looks very different. American spending focuses on youth development, security cooperation, disaster response, and governance reform. These programs matter, but they don't come with billion-dollar price tags or massive physical structures that dominate the landscape. Under Donald Trump's second presidency, rivalry with China has intensified globally. His administration has repeatedly warned about China expanding influence in the Western Hemisphere. So when China is clearly outspending the U.S. in Jamaica, right in America's strategic backyard, it raises a serious geopolitical question Washington cannot ignore. Follow the money. The numbers don't lie. Let's start with the hard figures. In 2024 alone, China provided approximately $409 million in official development assistance to Jamaica through loans and grants. That made China Jamaica's largest bilateral development partner in that single year by a wide margin. Over the past 2 decades, Chinese companies have cumulatively invested about $2.1 billion in Jamaica across infrastructure, ICT, agriculture, and mining. Broader estimates suggest that between 2005 and 2024, China's total investment footprint in Jamaica could reach $3.1 billion when project financing, loans, and business investments are combined. Now compare that to the United States. In fiscal year 2024, U.S. foreign assistance committed to Jamaica totaled roughly $48 to $55 million. Even U.S. foreign direct investment stock in Jamaica has been estimated at around $276 million, a fraction of China's multi-billion-dollar infrastructure presence. Where China's money is going. China's spending in Jamaica is not theoretical, it is concrete and highly visible. One of the most prominent examples is the North-South Highway, a project worth hundreds of millions of dollars that dramatically reduced travel time between Kingston and the island's interior. This single project reshaped national transportation patterns. Beyond that, Chinese financing has supported major road rehabilitation programs, coastal highway improvements, public infrastructure, housing developments, and convention facilities. Much of this financing comes through Chinese policy banks such as the China Exim Bank, with construction handled by large Chinese state-linked firms. China also provides scholarships, training programs, and equipment donations. While these are smaller compared to infrastructure loans, they help round out a broader engagement strategy that combines physical development with soft cooperation. The U.S. model, smaller money, different focus. The United States approaches Jamaica very differently. Rather than large infrastructure loans, U.S. assistance is channeled primarily through USAID and security partnerships. These programs focus on crime reduction, youth empowerment, public health, disaster preparedness, and governance reform. For example, USAID has funded youth development initiatives costing a few $1 million each, along with education, health, and community-based programs. After major hurricanes, the U.S. has also provided multi-million-dollar emergency assistance, including disaster relief packages that reached into the double-digit millions. These programs are important for social stability and institutional strength. But they operate at a scale measured in millions, not hundreds of millions or billions, and they do not leave behind highly visible physical infrastructure. Why this bothers Trump? Donald Trump has made it clear throughout his political career that China is America's primary strategic rival. His administrations have imposed tariffs, escalated trade disputes, and repeatedly warned about China expanding influence near U.S. borders. Trump's America First philosophy prioritizes domestic investment and remains skeptical of large foreign aid commitments. At the same time, it views China's overseas infrastructure push as a way Beijing buys influence and leverage around the world. So when China is pouring billions into Jamaica, a country less than 600 miles from U.S. shores, it represents exactly the kind of geopolitical expansion Trump has consistently opposed. Even without Jamaica being named directly, the pattern fits his warnings perfectly. Visibility versus influence. China's biggest advantage is visibility. Jamaicans drive on Chinese-financed highways, pass Chinese-built roads, and see Chinese construction equipment across major projects. Infrastructure creates daily reminders of partnership. The United States, meanwhile, exerts influence in quieter ways, through trade, remittances, security cooperation, tourism, and long-standing diplomatic ties. The Jamaican diaspora in the U.S. sends billions home each year, reinforcing economic dependence and cultural connection. But in the age of infrastructure diplomacy, visibility matters. When one country spends over $400 million in a single year, while another spends around $50 million, perceptions of commitment and influence inevitably shift. Jamaica walking a tightrope. For Jamaica, this is not about ideology or loyalty. It is about development. The country needs roads, investment, modernization, and economic growth. If China provides financing at a scale others are unwilling to match, Jamaica will naturally engage. At the same time, Jamaica cannot afford to damage its relationship with the United States. America remains one of its most important economic partners, its largest tourism source market, and a key destination for Jamaican migrants. This places Jamaica in a strategic balancing act, extracting benefits from Chinese spending while maintaining strong ties with Washington, without becoming overly dependent on either power. The real question. There is no denying the facts. China is outspending the United States in Jamaica by a wide margin, particularly in infrastructure financing. The numbers, projects, and physical evidence all point in the same direction. Under a Trump administration deeply wary of Chinese expansion in the Western Hemisphere, this reality does not go unnoticed. Whether framed as concern, frustration, or competition, Jamaica has become part of a much larger geopolitical contest. But the real question is not whether Trump is mad. The real question is whether Jamaica can turn this great power rivalry into long-term national gain, without sacrificing sovereignty, flexibility, or its future.
We have been getting donations from various governments. I want to here highlight donations from the Chinese government. That has been very good to us. I want to commend the government of China and the people of China for sending their hospital ship. I was not able to go and visit, but I saw all the reports and the ministers were very impressed. And the hundreds of people who benefited, I'm sure, are grateful. So I want to use this opportunity on behalf of the people of Jamaica to say thanks to the government of China for their support. I know the group that is behind this are very skilled contractors and that they do excellent work. This tower would have risen up in under a year. If you can do this, you can build thousands of low-income houses as well. And therefore, I use this platform to challenge you and to say the government of Jamaica is willing to partner with you if you were to put some of your construction skills into providing low-income housing, which is absolutely necessary at this time, given the destruction wrought by Hurricane Mercy. So come and talk to me after. That as we enter into the reconstruction phase, I need contractors who can operate at scale and at pace.